This is where we used to run through the alleys at and run from the police. We used to be hustling that on this side of the street, come through. Police had to come around and looking, see what angle they come. They hit back, we go back this way. It was crazy, man. It was crazy over here. We're gonna stop by this little block party, ride through the neighborhood. Get off that phone, Brandon. I'm a proud son of Racine. The thing that used to always get me was like when guys used to make it out of here, I never seen them again. It definitely can get overwhelming at times, but I feel like with all the success and the blessings that you've been given, you're damn near obligated to do these things, to come back and, inspire lives and show kids that, they can make it. And that's why I just, stick around for the most part. How you doing, baby?
Now tell me why you came to visit. Because he knows his daddy.
Where's that at?
Dewan, baby.
Oh, yeah. Where Dewan at? My mom being a single parent, we didn't have much, but we made the best out of what we had. And this the South Side. This is my block. This my block right here. I'm gonna tell you this block right here in particular. They moved, her mom got killed by these boys in the yellow house. We going to our bus stop, the body right there in the alley. She got shot 4 times, police raided this house, ended up finding out who did it. Then somebody got shot. It was just like everything, it was just like a trickle down effect. This person got shot, this, that. It all happened like right here on this 4 or 5 block radius. I saw the way my mom was struggling and I started seeing things for what it was. Older people in my family was hustlers and they introduced me to the game. Sometimes, you go on your first bike ride and they take your training wheels off and that's what your uncle did, but, my uncles introduced me to game. They introduced me to hustling and, pimping and stuff like that. So that's what I was exposed to at a young age. Yeah, I saw people moving coke. I saw people hustling on all levels. And I saw, major cash flow. I saw garbage bags of money. I saw all that. And, it wasn't like I was seeing it from a distance. I was seeing it in my household. Both my uncles went to jail for selling drugs, and they go away for maybe 1.5 years, 2 years, but the respect that they received was, second to none when they returned back to the streets, and they was just viewed as these legends and stuff like that. So I wanted that. I was out here like 10, 11 years old, just like doing little stuff, doing runs and stuff, but by the time I got like 12, 13, I was heavy. I'd never done drugs, but I always sold drugs, and that was my thing. I was doing my paper route, started off with a 16th of cocaine and rocked it up. When it was droughts, I was mixing, cocaine with BC and, getting extra and stringing it along and stretching it out and trying to make more money.
What's a 12-year-old even do with that money?
And we was buying trap cars, automobiles that didn't last long, but they was ours. It was crazy because like say if somebody went to jail, used to just be like, all right, I'm gonna pick up where he left off, so I'm gonna grab his car, and not knowing like he got the car hot, so obviously the police, that's a tip to them right off the bat. Like, drug dealer go to jail, Cadillac, rims, you buy it, you a drug dealer. just arrest a different guy. Who can dunk it by themselves though? I'm saying, who can dunk it by themselves? We having a dunk contest on the South Side, 19th and Meade, where I grew up at, and you see the shorties out here trying to get loose. He gonna make it though. He right there. Watch out. Oh! This is how I used to be back in the neighborhood when I grew up. But we used to have to put it in the alley because they wouldn't let us block off the streets. But then we used to block off the streets anyway and just watch out for the traffic. Man, I was arrested a lot. I was picked up for, raid situations or sweeps on the street, little shootouts or whatever the case may be. I had an incident and a guy paged me that morning. He told me that, he wanted a 1/4 ounce crack cocaine. I was at the point where they wanted to expel me because of all my tardiness and absence. So I was like, all right, when he hit me, I'm gonna leave school and just go ahead and make this money, then come back. And I put the gun in my locker. I had the cocaine on my person, and I never got the page because the ATF came and got me The windows at Case High School, I'm almost positive that if I remember, like, they had a slant to them, like, so they wouldn't fully open. So, like, I couldn't just, like, dive out the window or nothing, but I definitely would have tried it and took my chances on running. So I was just sitting dunk and they apprehended me. The juvie system at Wales was just crazy because I was locked up with everybody. You know, it'd be 18, 19-year-old men in there. Ended up in solitary for 2 weeks. That was like the hardest time I ever did right there. Being locked down 23 hours a day, no visitors. That's when I just like, I gotta change because like my old ways ain't doing nothing for me. Like my situations just continue to get worse.
How hard is it to see your mom while you're in there?
Damn. Like, seriously, like I ain't shit. Like that's how you feel, like from top to bottom. You just feel like I ain't shit. My little brother look up to me so much, and like the oldest sibling's supposed to set that example. And you know, my mother, like she look at me as, you know, I'm her legacy, I'm her pride and joy. I was looking at that and I felt all that failure, and my grandmother looking at me like, man, boy, you ain't got trouble again. Like that hurt deep, like bone deep. Like really, I felt it all over. Like I can't do this to my mother, I can't do this to my grandmother. And you know, it's just a cycle of our men and our family just continue to go through this. They go to penitentiary, they get out, they do something, they go to penitentiary, they have kids, they keep, like it's just a cycle, and I wanted to break that cycle. I just started focusing on, you know, getting a job, getting off the bracelet, and just focusing on me. Real talk, I don't know how the hell I did it. You know, like, I really don't. Like, I can tell you, like, just, you know, a lot of guys be politically correct and just say, oh yeah, you know, I knew, and that, man, I don't know. You know, I was making thousands of dollars in the game. You know, I had an opportunity to have a straight connect and do a lot of different things, and my fear factor was just, you know, the penitentiary, or, you know, end up having to go to jail, or, you know, having to hurt somebody or getting hurt out here in these streets. I just decided that, you know, I didn't want that, and I wanted to, you know, see how far my talent can actually take me.
Does it look different, right?
Yeah, it looked a lot different.
Was this the one you worked at?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was back there on that boiler steamer back there.
I bet you can't. Oh, we ain't got no steamers back there now.
Yeah, I didn't see y'all changed it.
Right now, though, can you?
That's where I was at, right there.
You could probably still make a Whopper.
Yeah, I can make a
I
Whopper
see, after
still.
we knock some of these orders out, if you still here, we might have to put you
I'll
on the
show you.
table now.
I'll show you.
All right.
How you send it through? This, you'll do it this way, right?
Close it up and just drop it down. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna knock it out. You ain't gotta say nothing. I'm gonna do it. Watch this. Watch my moves. Just watch this. I was on probation here. I had a big bracelet on my the home.
You were there for 2 years?
No, I was on that for like 6 months, huh? I used to wear like 4 pair of socks so I could disguise it. Thank you. They was like, hey man, you know, you gotta, you know, something out of here. It's like, yeah, my cousin got that same thing, man. One time, I got out of work and she wasn't here to pick me up. Our house was like, I don't know, 5 miles away from here, and I had like maybe 30 minutes to get home. Otherwise, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to jail, and they gotta figure out was I lying or whatever the case. I ran as fast as I could for as long as I could. I was like, oh man, I got 8 more minutes. I was like, help me. I think somebody I recognized picked me up. I like just made it. Cutoff time, I just made it. And when I got out, a guy by the name of Jamil Aguari, who formed this Nike traveling team right here in Racine, Wisconsin, just was like, man, you know, you can travel, and it's exposed me to so many other things. A lot of doors just started opening for me. When I got out, I only went to high school here for a year, and you know, I dominated. I played against guys like Tony Romo and Caron Butler, Shane Krause's, and you know, a lot of heavy names at the time. I was top player in the state, so I was doing really well, just staying off the streets, working my job. You know, I was home, good spring day, the weather was nice, and boom, 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 heard 3 loud hits. I look out the window and I just see all the people out here. And then I see the lights and I see everybody just looking up. So I know the action coming to the house, so I put it together quick. I know it's a raid. I was in that window right there. And they came upstairs and threw me on the floor, all that stuff, and searched the house, and nothing was found in the house. They come back here and they find close to an ounce of cocaine in this garage. I was tripping out. Mine was racing once they came back, and it was like, look what we found. I was just like, man, that's not my stuff. And Lieutenant Galler was just like, I don't believe it's his. So I'm not gonna charge you. Let me go. Just like that. You don't ever see that. Like, people do raids, they find cocaine, whoever in the house going to jail. Open, shut, close, stamp, judge, prosecutor, easy case. And he was just like, I don't believe it. And he called the guy above him, and he was like, well, if you don't believe it's his, let him go. That was the fork in the road right there. That was the moment where, like, all of this would not have been possible. Me being able to provide for my family, my mother, my grandmother, all 5 of my children, and be on this platform to do so much. You know, none of this would have been possible without that man's decision. I didn't need nothing but academics and basketball. That's all I needed. I know the impact that someone of success can have. That's why I think it's important, and I think I'm obligated to do that. Just always be back here and show the kids that, you know, this is what it is. You know, you can make it out of here, and seeing is believing, and that's why I get the reception that I get from my community. Kids take that and they be like, I can be the next Chris Paul. Why? Because he just like me. He grew up just like this. He had a single parent, and he went to school, and he stayed with it, and this is what happened. But if all you see is a drug dealer, that's what you're gonna do. A lot of people are changing their train of thoughts around here. I don't forget my brothers that's gone, and I had to bury a lot of them while I was in the NBA. You know, and I paid for a lot of funerals. I dressed a lot of them up in their suits. I don't forget their families, their children. I try to look out whenever I can and what I can do. The hardest thing is knowing what the end and outcome is. My dudes, some hitters, they go hard, but at the same time, it's like they don't know no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I bring them to like basketball games or different things and show them other ways to get money, it's still that they know this, and that's all they know. I really wish, you know, Robert could see this situation, or Antonio, or Dre, you know, or Lil James, you know, all of them. Wish they could be right here just enjoying these moments with me.